Well, it's starting to feel a lot like summer outside, and many folks are going to be out and about enjoying the outdoor activities the Commonwealth has to offer. If you're going to get out this summer, safety should be first and foremost in your mind. Allie Blake talked to rescue experts about how we can keep ourselves safe outside.
After a record number of rescues in 2021, the Wolfe County Search and Rescue Team are gearing up for a busy summer season and have some tips on how you can stay safe.
Last year, the team did 86 wilderness operations and are already off to a strong start. While they have a new vehicle to help them get hikers, they say the most important thing to do is plan ahead. Also to drink plenty of water during the day. Heat illnesses can lead to trouble, so it's important to know when you need to take a break as well.
Sure, we can't drive it home enough. Plan ahead and prepare. Before your next adventure in the Red River Gorge, know where you're going. Pack a bag. Have water and maybe a way to purify water. Bring an extra light. Have navigational tools such as a GPS app on your phone or a paper map and compass, but also have the ability to know how to use those tools properly.
The Wolfe County Search and Rescue Team says if you prepare enough before your adventure, then you hopefully won't have to see them. But if you do run into an emergency on your hike, to call 911. In Wolfe County, Allie Blake, WKYT.
A new medical transportation service is now being offered in Whitley, Laurel, and Knox counties. Priority Medical Transport, LLC, was created to help patients in need of transportation get to doctor's appointments, the emergency room, home from a discharge, or anywhere involving medical needs. Local nurse Lindsay Frazier says this has been in the works for almost a year, but has finally been approved.
If you are at your house and you want picked up, we can certainly pick you up there. If you are at the hospital and you are discharged and you want to go home, we will pick you up. If you are a patient needing to go to, say, chemotherapy, radiation, you need round-trip care, we can do that as well.
The ride will come from the Priority Medical Transport van, which is wheelchair accessible, allowing each patient to bring 2 family members or guests along. Inflation in food and fuel prices is taking a toll on many Eastern Kentuckians, but it's also causing problems for the organizations that these people rely on. Water into Wine Food Pantry in Salyersville knows the struggle firsthand, with pantry volunteers saying they've had to cut back on their distributions in an area where a lot of people need their assistance.
And right now we've had to kind of cut off people from signing up because we have about all weekend service right now. So there is a need.
Vice President of Water into Wine Food Pantry, Sarah Patrick, says they are asking for donations to help continue their mission. We have more information on how you can get involved on our website at WYMT.com.
Sunshine has led to another toasty afternoon as we kick off the month of June. We've got plenty of the sun around the mountains, and that means we've got plenty of warmth in place as well, thanks to those southerly winds. Outside right now, we've got blue sky and just a few fair weather clouds bubbling up this afternoon from our camera at the University of Virginia's College at Wise, sitting at 81 at the moment, which is a warm number for Wise. They're usually one of our cooler spots. London Corbin Airport checking in at 87. Plenty of sunshine in the Cumberland Valley. Manchester's at 89, as is Ashland, as is Irvin, and Jonesville's at 90. So it is a rather toasty afternoon around the mountains. Factor in those dew points. It feels even warmer than that. Those dew points in the low to mid and even a few upper 60s out there. How about Wayne with a dew point of 70? The good news, or bad news, if you think of it this way, no cooling showers to take those temperatures down a little bit. We had a couple earlier, but they continue to diminish as we've run through the afternoon. We're keeping an eye on that front out to the west, though. That will bring us more showers and storms as we head into the day tomorrow. So keep that WYMT weather app handy. As we head into tonight, clouds will increase, shower chances increase as well, ahead of that front moving in tomorrow. I've got the very latest on that front, and if we can see some strong to severe storms coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Evan, thank you. U.S. lawmakers will be taking a closer look at domestic terrorism following a number of recent deadly shootings. The Senate Judiciary Committee is announcing a hearing next week to examine the, quote, growing threat of domestic violent extremist groups. Lawmakers are looking for more information about the threat posed by violent white supremacists and other racially and ethnically violent extremists. The hearing is set for Tuesday, June 7th. Efforts to find common ground on federal gun control legislation in Congress are ongoing in the wake of mass shootings in Buffalo, New York and Uvalde, Texas. Connecticut Senator Chris Murphy convened a small group of colleagues from both sides of the aisle Tuesday to discuss background checks, red flag laws, safe gun storage, and school security. Their proposals would still face a tough road in the Senate, where Republican leaders do not agree guns are to blame for the recent violence.
I can't guarantee you that there will be a compromise, but I think we will know one way or the other by next week.
It seems to me there are two broad categories that underscore the problem: mental illness and school safety.
The House Judiciary Committee is expected to meet to consider a gun legislation package which would, among other things, raise the age for purchasing a semi-automatic centerfire rifle from 18 to 21. A grand jury has charged the 18-year-old accused of killing 10 people at a Buffalo supermarket with domestic terrorism motivated by hate and 10 counts of first-degree murder. Peyton Gendron, who has been in custody since the May 14th shooting, is scheduled to be arraigned Thursday in Erie County Court. Gendron had previously been charged with first-degree murder in the shooting, which also injured 3 people. He's pleaded not guilty. Prosecutors told a judge the grand jury had voted to indict Gendron, but was continuing its investigation. Mourners gathered at a church in Uvalde, Texas twice today, saying goodbye to a teacher and student killed in last week's massacre at an elementary school. CBS's Lilia Luciano reports from Uvalde.
Side by side in life and death, Robb Elementary School teacher Irma Garcia and her husband Joe were remembered at a funeral mass Wednesday morning. Their twin caskets carried into Sacred Heart Catholic Church, one after the other. Irma was killed in last week's shooting at Robb Elementary School. Her grieving husband died 2 days later of a heart attack, or as the family says, heartbreak. The couple leave behind 4 children, the youngest in 7th grade. Also being laid to rest today, 10-year-old Jose Flores, who wanted to be a police officer someday. His sister Andrea was hiding in another classroom during the shooting.
What were you thinking while that was happening? You knew your brother was in another classroom nearby.
I was just worried thinking about him.
The Uvalde community is not just struggling with grief. There's also enormous frustration over the lack of clear answers as to what happened that day. Embattled School Police Chief Pete Arredondo is contradicting state law enforcement claims that he has stopped cooperating. He told CBS affiliate KHOU that he has been speaking with the Texas Department of Public Safety every day. The Texas governor sent a letter Wednesday requesting special legislative committees to examine school safety, firearm safety, police training, and other issues. The school district says students and staff will not be returning to the Robb Elementary School campus. Lilia Luciano, CBS News, Uvalde, Texas.
Visitations were also held for 4 other children this afternoon in this ongoing cycle of grief for the community. At least 243 children have died in Ukraine since the Russian invasion began. 446 others have been injured. At least many educational institutions in Ukraine have been damaged, with 181 destroyed. Today, June 1st, marks Children's Day in Ukraine. The price of oil is increasing around the globe. Brent crude oil closed at its highest level in nearly 3 months, $122.84 a barrel. This comes after the European Union reached a deal to ban 90% of its Russian oil imports by the end of the year. Experts predict this will cause gas prices in the U.S. to inch higher. The national price for regular gas was $4.62 a gallon Tuesday. That's up 52% from 1 year ago. The first day of June brings an important reminder for us to do our part to help save our oceans. That's because today is World Reef Awareness Day. Oceans cover 70% of the Earth's surface and produce more than half of the world's oxygen. In recent years, the world's reefs have been in decline due to coral bleaching. In Australia, the Great Barrier Reef has decreased by 40%. In the Florida Keys and the Caribbean, the decline is even worse, around 90%. World Reef Awareness Day reminds us what we can do to help. 2 simple changes involve using reef-safe sunscreen at the beach and eliminating single-use plastic from your lifestyle. Coming up on First at 4, the latest data shows there are 11.4 million job openings in the United States, while many companies are desperate to find workers.
Plus, showers and storms will be returning as soon as later on this evening, but definitely into tomorrow. The very latest coming up.
WYMT News app offers a